Welcome everyone to Talented Universe on the 11th day of November in 2025. Today it is Veterans Day in the United States, so we're celebrating all of our veterans today too. I'd like to say hi to our co-host today, Liz. How are you doing?
I am doing spectacular now that my computer is running and didn't run away, didn't run outdoors. It's back to doing what it should be doing.
Oh, did you kind of want it to run away again or not?
No, I didn't, but it's really bad when your 20-year-old has to come in and fix a problem. And it was the same problem you had been trying to fix, had done the exact same thing she did, but it didn't work until she did it. I wanted to scream.
Do you think she sabotaged it?
That's a good possibility.
And that's how she could fix it and you couldn't? You did the same thing? Yeah,
it was the exact same thing, and I was getting no screen. She comes in and goes, "Well, Mom, did you do this?" "Yes." "Well, here, let me take a look at it." It works fine.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's life. That's life with computers. Marcia,
hey.
Is your computer behaving today?
So far, so good. I am happy to be here and actually I'm in Northeast Florida, and it's actually cooler here today than it is in probably where you are because we were in the high 30s this morning. And
that's what I was too.
That is so cold.
I'm jealous of both of you.
So yeah, just happy to be here and ready to go.
Yeah, I think it's only in the 40s here right now. So, I mean, it's not much better.
It's only in the 70s here, you know.
Oh,
it's cold.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's introduce Miss 70s temperature, Molly Flanagan. Thank you so much for joining us today, Molly.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here today.
Yes, and you are in a cafe right now, correct?
Yes, I am. Busy.
Everybody understand that's why there might be some background noise every once in a while, but hey, we do whatever needs to be done to make the show go on live. So there we go. There we go. So what got you into verticals? Since our main focus today for about 5 minutes is verticals.
Yeah, I didn't actually know when they first came out. It was such a different genre. Like nobody really knew exactly what they were.
Mm-hmm.
Scripts were very different. It was not kind of the format that anybody was used to. So like I would be doing auditions, and the first one I did, I was a bad guy, and then I always get cast as the bad guy, the bad lady. Normally, I'm the mean lady normally that I get cast in, and I got cast in it, and they didn't. The way that they were saying it, what it was like they were like doing a book, like making the book into this format, and I didn't understand that. But then as it went on, I realized what they were and what they were, and I started getting into them just by doing the auditions. And a lot of times, I know that some people like some actors don't want to do them, but I find them so entertaining. They're so much fun, especially because I get to play the bad guy, so it's so liberating, and I just get to go just have so much fun with it, and like really have no no one be like, you need to do less. It's like, do more. So that's really fun with them.
You can really act out, so to say. I mean, get out of your demons and stuff and bring them out into the show.
Yes, exactly. So I started with really small, like bad lady roles.
Stepsisters or something like that.
Yeah, or the mistress or different things like that. And then I continued getting those roles that were like the bad lady, the one that steals your identity, or the one that like wants to be the princess. That's the roles I get.
Well, hey, you get the roles. That's the important thing. Now, on to that. So as you said, you were kind of like, what in the world is this? When you went home, talked to your friends, parents, siblings, whatever, how did you explain to them after you figured it out what you were doing? Because I'm sure if you said vertical or whatever, they just stared at you with their mouths dropped.
Yeah, exactly. So then I finally found a way to describe it that was like, it's like a modern soap opera meets TikTok, because you get all of the endorphins of TikTok, of it being like a minute to 2 minute video with all these twists and turns, but it has the same plot lines as like a telenovela or a soap opera.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
And people were like, oh, that makes a lot of sense. Like, I totally get why that's such a, like, people like it so much, because it's just super easy to consume. And normally they're very entertaining.
And addicting.
Yes.
Very addicting.
Very addicting.
Very addicting, yeah.
That's always the sad, fun part about it.
I know. Yeah.
I noticed that the first one that I saw back in October of last year. And now I'm doing this. So
yeah,
you know.
My sister lives in Sweden, and she even told me one day, she was like, Molly, I got trapped in one of the verticals. I just started looking at it, like it popped up on my For You page, and I clicked on it, and then I couldn't stop watching it. And I just thought that was so funny.
She didn't get one with you in it, did she?
No, she didn't. Unfortunately,
oh, that would have been the
I know that would have
thing.
been cool if it would have been like, oh my gosh, there's Molly.
But yeah, that is the good. Well, I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Liz right now.
Okay. I want to touch on a few things here in a couple minutes, but first, before we do that, can we go kind of way back? And I'm doing Marsha's thing with the way back routine now, and basically talk about how you got into this, because I know that up until age of 11, you were living in Missouri, but after that, you went to Chile. And you got into acting and you got into opera. So could you explain some of that?
Yeah, I grew up in Missouri, and I was always loved singing. My mom and dad actually met doing musical theater, community theater together. And so I grew up going to all of his shows, like all of my dad's shows. Like when I was in diapers, he was playing Jesus and Godspell, and I knew all the songs. I knew all the choreography, like just since I was really small. Like my mom even tells me that, like, when I was in diapers, I would have pacifiers, and people would come over, and I would take them out and just start like performing for people. So, and when I was in high school, I did all the theater, I did all the musicals, choir, and I started to take private voice lessons. And in high school, they were like, "Oh, I think she has I think she could do really well with opera. She's a very high soprano." And so I started taking these private lessons and fell in love with opera, fell in love with classical music. It's so special and so different than what you normally sing, and it fits so well for my voice. It really it fits so perfectly. So then I went to college for 1 year in Missouri State, and then I moved to Chile, and I got my master's degree there, and I sang there in Chile and Latin America and around Europe. And I absolutely loved it. It was such a wonderful experience because it was such a small community of opera singers that there was always an opportunity. Whatever was going on, everybody got to audition. So that was just such a different experience than it is like in the States with opera. And then I started to book commercials and did some pilots in Chile. And I forgot how much I really love film. I love all the music in film. I think it just brings all of the best elements of absolutely everything. So I was like, I'll just move to LA. Like, why not? I've been in Chile. I spent like most of my adult life in Chile. I also didn't speak Spanish when I moved to Chile. So it was the first 2 years were really hard for me. I didn't have any friends really the first 2 years. I was literally recording all of the lessons that I would have, all the classes. And then I would go home and re-listen to them and
translate them for yourself.
And I could translate it for myself. I would get pieces of it, but I was definitely it was very, very hard. But now I'm fluent in Spanish, and I love Spanish. I love Chile. I love the people there, the culture, everything. So I do miss that. But then I decided to move to LA because I really missed film, and I moved to LA right before COVID happened. So I had
yes.
I know. So I had about 6 months of normal. I say normal, but it's not even really normal because I didn't know anybody. So it was just kind of me being in a big city, like I was so used to being in the big city, but like in Chile where everybody uses public transportation. So I thought like, I'll use the public transportation in Los Angeles. Definitely not. That did not really work very well. It's not as efficient as Latin America for sure. So it was a very big change for me coming from Chile to LA. Even just the switch of going from Spanish to back to English 100% of the time was really hard. And then COVID happened, and now I feel like I'm back into a normal life. Normal life is, I guess, in LA. Yeah.
Oh, well, that makes actually sense. And it's kind of good that you came a little bit early before all this happened, so you could kind of get acclimated a little bit with what was going on. But you said that you chose to come to LA because you wanted to do more work on film. But if you had your chance for Broadway, what would have been your favorite musical to have done, and what actor would you like to have done it opposite of?
Oh, oh man. I mean, I love musical theater. That's also like, it's such a special place in my heart. I sang the role of Cosette in Les Mis, and I absolutely loved it. It's one of my favorite roles. So I would love to do that one again. But then I think the one that I would be like, I would just die for this role would be Christine in Phantom of the Opera. And it feels like such a cliche thing to say, but it's just like, I think it was the musical that really actually also like showed me that I could sing high notes. Like I didn't realize that I could sing that high, because there's really not, musicals that have that kind of singing or range in it. And who would I like to be next to? Oh my goodness, he plays. Of course I'm blacking out on his name. He plays the king in Hamilton, and he plays.
I know who you're talking about.
In Frozen. Yes, his voice is beautiful. He also was like, he started. I need to look it up. I want to find it. I'm gonna find it. I can't believe I'm blanking on it.
That's okay. If you don't find it, you don't find it. That's fine. But yeah, I think that's really fun. Even still, you still have this interest in doing musicals and off Broadway and Broadway. But I have to tell you, when I was doing the research on this, I literally screamed because I'm a Christmas fanatic. Okay, an absolute Christmas nut, especially when it's Hallmark Christmas movies. And my friends and family can tell you, I've got 4 DVRs that have 1,000 hours apiece, each one of them. All of them at Christmas time is booked solid. Plus, I have all DVDs and stuff too. And I had asked a certain guest that we had here about 3 guests ago about this certain movie and when it was going to be out. And I found out just now you're also entangled up for Christmas. And we were talking with Michael Joseph. Yeah, we were talking with Michael Joseph Nelson, and he's also in it. So it's like that is so cool to see you both, be able to see you both on screen to do that.
Yeah, I'm really excited that people get to see this movie. We wrote, produced it, and starred in it together. Michael directed it. And this movie, I feel like the script is like the best of both of us. We have all these wonderful dad jokes and very heartfelt connections between family members and siblings. And I'm so excited for people to get to see it. It was even just like a village to create this film. We filmed in like so many different places in Missouri, in Colorado, in Los Angeles. My dad actually plays my dad in it, which was
he does. Oh wow, how nice.
Yeah, he does, which is super like. I felt like we were like all making our dreams kind of come true when making this movie together, because my dad and I had gotten to be on stage together for Beauty and the Beast. He was Lumiere and I was one of the silly girls that's like in love with Gaston. But getting to have him be in the movie after, coming back to the States and like pursuing this dream and making it happen was like really, really special. And I love Christmas too. I'm just obsessed with Christmas. So we were like,
Same
obviously,
here, yeah.
a Christmas movie. Like, I'm ready for the next Christmas movie. I'm so
Oh,
ready.
me too.
Yeah, and it's set to come out on Amazon on December 2nd. Tangled Up in Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's already looked for in my recorders to make sure I put it in there. I think I still gotta wait like another week before I can actually put it in there and it'll catch the recording. But I have it in there in my notes. I've got to make sure to get that one. So
Awesome.
I could literally talk to you. I could talk to you a lot more, but I will give it to Marsha for a minute or two.
Yeah. Yes. Thank you for my minute or two. I appreciate that very much. Thank you.
It was a joke. Take your time.
No one. Mm-mm.
Yeah, I too was really excited when I heard about a lot of what you've done and what you're doing now, including what I have to say, Jesus Christ Superstar, I saw on your resume. That musical means a lot to me. I'm originally from New York City, and I'm old enough to remember when it first came out because it was just the album and the libretto. So my siblings and I used to play the whole thing. We do the libretto. I know it by heart. I know from the first note to the last note, and I also have to say that it helped. My sister was very seriously ill a year or two ago, and I would sing this to her I'm no opera singer, but I would sit by her bed in the hospital. She was in the ICU for 30 days, for a month. And I would sing Jesus Christ Superstar because that was something that I knew inside of her dwelled. And it means a lot to me. So
That's so special. That's amazing. How is your sister doing?
She's doing very well. She's out of the hospital. She still has challenges, but she is with us, and that is a wonderful thing. So what role did you sing? Did you do Mary Magdalene or which?
No, in that one I was the ensemble and just smaller roles, because like in that show, tons of the ensemble have like these like reporter roles where they like come in and be like other things. Yeah, a lot of little fun moments. So the way that they had staged this, we had the big stairs and everything, but like that everybody was kind of just part of this whole part of this whole show. So like everybody was kind of on stage for the whole show, which was really challenging but really cool at the same time. That was also the first musical I did in Chile, and so it was also really challenging for me because I did that musical in Spanish.
Wow. Bravo.
So that was like really intimidating for me at first, but I think it actually helped me a lot. So most of the songs, when I think of the songs, I think of them in Spanish instead of English.
That's amazing. I might have to actually look into it in another language because that would be kind of cool. Thank you for that. Give me that idea.
Yeah, of course.
And to look at some of your acting roles, we know that in a lot of verticals you do play like the baddie, the real kind of. But I noticed that in your filmic roles, you usually play the sweet. A lot of times you play the sweet. Say, for instance, Wild West Chronicles, and you. So that's an interesting juxtaposition there.
Yeah, I don't know why it's that way. But I do normally play in like dramatic film things. I'm normally like the sweet girl next door, but that is also kind of changing because I sometimes also get the psychopath, which is fun. So I don't know, maybe it's because I look very unassuming or like very nice, so then maybe when I am like mean, that it's like really jarring to see. But I love playing both. I think playing the bad guy is always so fun because your character literally has no boundaries. Like, so it's really just kind of up 100% for you to play with. When other characters like Anna Gurley, she has very specific boundaries that she would not cross, or very specific guidelines that she would live her life by. But I also loved doing the Western because I love period pieces. Like if I could be in a Western or like a space movie, I'll do it. I would love to do it. It would make me so happy.
I wondered about that because I have noticed several of your Western period pieces, and you look very at home there.
Yeah, I think it's also, I grew up on a farm. We had horses and we grew up, I grew up in a log cabin. So I'm used to horses. I'm used to like being outside, wearing cowboy boots. I'm very comfortable with it. And I feel like it is kind of like nostalgic for me. It's very comfortable to like get back in there, get back in the saddle, I guess, as they say.
Musical Western.
Oh my God. I would die for that. They did that on, oh my goodness. I'd have to look it up because I'm blanking, but it is a musical Western. It's like a Western town that they're in.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh, it's so good.
And a couple of your shorts, your short films, one I particularly that really got into my heart was Submittan. Am I pronouncing that right, or Submittan?
Yes, Submittan. Yeah, I also play a bad guy in that.
You do play a bad guy, and that film had gotten a lot of attention, and it was. Tell me about how that came about. Your participation in that project.
Yeah, I auditioned for this short film called Submittan, and I went in and did this audition, and it was in person. It was right. I think also it was right before COVID. It was right when I moved here. It was the first like in-person audition I'd gotten, and then months went by, and then they emailed me and was like, hey, we actually are making it happen. Do you want to be a part of it? And I was like, yes, I do. And it was right before COVID happened when we were filming, but it was absolutely a wonderful project to work on it. The director, Susumu, was fantastic. He was absolutely amazing. His vision of this film was this kind of dystopian world where we don't take care of our elders anymore, that they're kind of sent away to these kind of concentration camps and it was really he kept talking about how he made this, and he was thinking about how in one of the wars that they even made like concentration camps basically in the United States for like Japanese citizens, and that's kind of where this was also connecting with it. So it was a really wonderful project to be a part of, and I think it was really impactful because I think a lot of times, especially in the United States, we don't take care of our elders very well. So I think it was something that it gave people a lot to think about after watching this film.
Yeah. Yes, it was very heartfelt, and I think a lot of people get different things from it in different ways, and the filmmaker gave room for that, for everybody to kind of fill in different parts of it, and your role, although villainous, was an important role in that short as well. And one more short that I wanted to mention was One Moment, which also starred Cindy Pickett, who I remember from her earlier days. And,
yeah, I loved working on that short film. I worked on that. I'm so sorry. Did you have a question? So sorry, I got so excited to talk about it. Okay.
That you beautifully led into that. Yes.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I loved working on that short film. It was actually the first time I've ever worked on shooting on film. So it's not digital, it's on film. The whole thing is done on film. And that was like so eye-opening to me. It was so nerve-wracking a little bit too, because like you're trying to not use as much film. So you're trying to make sure every take, like at least as an actor, you're like, I want every take to be perfect. So like they can just move on and be happy with it so that they're not using more of the reel. Like, I worked with Aiden, and he was the director on it, and he actually was one of the producers with his father Cornelius as on Tangled Up in Christmas, and we worked with them in Durango. So they were producers on our Christmas movie in Durango, and he had sent Michael and I this script, and it was so heartfelt and so beautiful. And he had mentioned a while before that he really wanted to make it, and then he was like, I really want to do this, and I was so honored to be a part of it because it was such a wonderful learning experience for me as an actor to be filming on film, and then also just getting to go back to Colorado because I am in love with Durango, Colorado, and then getting to work with them again was really awesome. And then I got to work with Cindy Pickett, which was crazy. I was a little starstruck. I was just sitting next to her on the bench like, oh my God, this is Cindy Pickett. like trying to keep it together. And she's lovely. She's also just absolutely fantastic human being.
Yeah, and you mentioned Aiden because I understand that he films most of his work with actual film, which is unusual and welcome.
Yeah, and it's I don't that he's so good at it. Like they are so impressive with just how good they are at working with film. There's so many different aspects. Like filming on film is a totally different beast. You need way more light and different light that you think you would need for like traditional filmmaking, which I did not know. So learning that was really, I was just kind of watching and learning the whole time that I was on set. But he was like, I started working with film when I was young, and he absolutely fell in love with it. And I get it because it looks so different. It's like, it is beautiful. It like shimmers. Yeah. And it's on its own. It does that, which is so cool. And you don't even like basically need to color it afterwards. It's like just colored and ready for you to go, which is so crazy.
What a great opportunity. I'm going to pass it to Michael.
Yeah. One question. So were you fluent in Castellano?
Was I?
Very fluent? Mm-hmm. As
now?
you said, I threw, yeah. Well, now are you still? Okay.
Oh, yes. Yes, I am. Yes.
Yeah, I threw that word out to you just because you were in Chile. Do you let people know that you can speak it, or do you like to sit in a room and listen to what people are saying and then go like, and then you can throw something at them and then freaks them out?
Sometimes it's a little bit of both. Sometimes, a lot of times I don't like to assume because that was something for me in Chile that was really hard, is that when I would be speaking Spanish, especially when I was first learning Spanish, and people would immediately just start talking to me in English, it would kind of upset me because I was like, I can do it, so I don't ever want to just immediately start jumping in and talking to someone in Spanish. I normally ask, like, would you like to, continue the conversation in Spanish? There have been times before that I have freaked people out. Like, we'll be doing something and I don't know, something happens, and to have a quick response, I'll respond in Spanish to just make it easier, and they're always like,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, she speaks Spanish. And it's funny because my Spanish is also like Chilean Spanish.
Chilean, I know. It's Castellano. It's not. It's not Spanish. Yeah.
It's not a neutral Spanish. So no. I have all the accent of
yes, you do.
The Chilean accent, which I love. I love Chilean accent. It's so fun. I just think it's super. It's just a very inviting. It's very inviting. But yeah, sometimes I do eavesdrop a little bit, or sometimes I use it for ease. But I never like to just assume. I think because of that, because I was always like, I can do it. I can do it. Like I got this.
Well, the thing is they want to practice their English. That's what it is. Because they do. Most of the people in Chile do speak English, so I found that. I was there for a while.
Yeah. Oh, you were? Oh, that's awesome. What were you doing there?
I was on a church mission down there for a while. So.
Oh, that's awesome. Were you in Santiago or different places around?
I was in Temuco and Osorno.
Yeah. Oh, that's so
the southern
nice.
part. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah. Now, have I lost it? Yes. But when when it first came back, I had it, and I would listen to I worked at elementary school. I'd listen to all the kids that were speaking Spanish, that were trying to bully other kids. Yeah. And I would listen to them, and I'd never say anything, and they could never figure out why I was always where they were going to intercept this child. I was always there, and I stopped it.
Aw.
And
Sneaky
after
person.
about a year or two, I'd had it. And they were plotting again, same kids. And I just threw it back to them in Spanish. And their mouths dropped. They never spoke Spanish in front of me again. Yeah.
It's
never
also so cool. Yeah, I honestly feel very grateful for my experiences in Chile. You know, learning another language and being so immersed in it. Like, I feel like it also does change. You know, they say that the languages that you learn like change your brain patterns or the ways that you think, and I definitely
It
feel
does,
like
yeah.
I feel
No,
very
it's
different.
true.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I feel very different in the way that I think sometimes, and I'm sad that I don't get to use my Spanish as much because I feel like it does bring out like a very different side of me, like of myself when I am speaking Spanish.
How much did you dream in Spanish while you were there?
Once I was fluent, like all the time. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. I found that interesting when that first happened to me. And I didn't understand what was going on because I was still new. And I just went, I didn't understand a thing in my dream at all. Everybody was speaking
You did.
Spanish.
You know,
But I
you
did, but
I'm sure
I didn't realize. Oh, I know that. But thinking back at the time, you know, I said, I don't know what went on. But, you know, then I go, my subconscious knew. So.
Well,
yeah,
Michael,
it's
in the
interesting.
dream, were you talking Spanish in the dream too?
A little bit, but it was mostly people speaking Spanish to me.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it's an interesting experience.
Yeah, I'm sure, like, because it's your brain also like
Yeah.
incorporating all the learning that you
Mhm.
like. Definitely, brain has got it, but like that was the hardest thing for me too. Is that I could understand getting it to come out.
Come out. Yeah, I still
It
I
was
can
so hard.
understand it more now than I can get it.
Yeah,
I usually
like-
can't get it out at all now, but I understand a percentage. So yeah, no, I get that. But yeah, it was fun. It was fun, but the dreaming in Spanish got me. So I was wondering if that happened to you too. So you're still muted, so I just wanted to let you know. So
Oh yes.
yeah, yeah, it's tough, I know. But I'm going to go ahead and go back to Liz since I just blew her mind. So
Oh, well, not really, but that's okay. I know we kind of touched on the verticals and you getting back into them, but we didn't touch on specifically why you decided to jump through that hoop and go down the vertical rabbit hole.
You know, I think it's after the first one I did, I was like, oh, this is, you know, they're fun. They're like soap operas. And I had a great time on them. And I think that sometimes people don't want, are a little hesitant to do things that are new. But I was all for it. And
How did you hear
It's-
about it?
you get them on the breakdowns like that you submit to or that your
Oh,
agents
okay.
or managers submit you on.
Okay.
So that's where you'll see them.
We've heard
and then-
different ways of people getting them. It's like their agent told them about it, or they found it on Actors Access. You know, all different sorts of ways. So
Yeah, they're all on
on.
normally like Actors Access is where I was seeing them, and then I had some more friends that were doing them, and like after talking to them about it, it was like, oh, I guess this is because again at first it was like I have no idea what these are.
Yeah.
And also the names would be really confusing, especially on the breakdowns. You know, you would see the
Oh,
breakdowns and you'd be like, but what is this? Like, so like, what is it? But you just lean into the bad names. You know, I think now it's just they love the bad names. I think it's like you go for the names.
Catchy thing, yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know, you had said that that you generally wind up doing a meaner role, but I have got to say, you were the Queen Witch, and I don't spell witch with a W. I spell it with a B on this one. In particular, when you did I'm surrounded by three princes. I swear to goodness, that woman, I wanted to reach through the screen and just kind of slap a couple times. So.
Yeah, I had so much fun playing that role because it was just so entitled.
Yeah.
I got to do so many stunts. I got to break a bottle over Faith's head. You know, we had a wonderful stunt coordinator on that set and stuff. But I got got to do mean things. And again, I think it's this playing with this not having any boundaries. I remember in the torture scene where I have Faith like tied up and I pour water on her and I slap her, and I was slapping her, and I even like hurt my back a little bit because I was like really just like bringing my whole body into it. And I remember slapping her, and I kind of like screamed after I slapped her the last time, and the director looked at me and he was like, it's just like, I think there's just this, like, you can just really go for it with being the bad guy. And like, just, I had so much fun trying different things. Like I was tried to be as nuanced as possible with her, because she does have, she goes through things.
Yeah.
She's upset and disappointed and then devastated and then like goes for revenge because she doesn't get what she thinks she deserves, which, she technically was supposed to be betrothed to him. So it's like, yeah, I could see somebody breaking over that. So, so it was really fun. And I loved working with Faith. She was the lead in that. She was so lovely. And like, we had really wonderful conversations on set just about the vertical world. And also, we were really communicative when we did have all those scenes that were really intense together. So that was really great to get to work with her in that capacity. Because, like I want to post the video up after I literally break the bottle over her head. I'm all like angry and they call cut. I'm literally like, are you good? And like immediately like helping her up. So it's just like, it's such a, I have gotten that before, that like when I go crazy or I'm the bad person, it's really jarring. And then they call cut and I'm just like, okay. And like, because I feel like if you were to stay in that bad crazy the whole time, it would be really, it would not be a fun experience for anybody else on set.
I think it would wind up starting to mentally affect you as well if you stayed in that. So.
Yes. So I think having the lightness of being able to come in and out of it, there are some things that you kind of have to prep yourself a little bit beforehand, before going in. But I think having the lightness in between allows me personally to be able to get into the depth of the exact opposite of what I am outside of what we're doing, if that makes any sense.
One of the things that I ask some of the guests, and I'm going to ask you this because of the different ones that you have been in, what is one particular scene that you hope never sees the light of day?
Oh, I don't know. I think all the scenes that I did were in all of them. That I would never see the light of day. Oh, I don't know. Like in the vertical world?
Well, it actually could be in any, but I was thinking vertical in particular, but it could be in any of them. It's just something that is just so embarrassingly funny or just embarrassing. You don't, you want to keep it there on the cutting room floor.
I can't think of anything. Because I think there's been a few times that I've definitely slipped, I come in and I'm like, because I always bring slippers on set too, because you're in heels like all day. Yeah. So I'm sure they have some footage of me being like, can you see my feet? And they'll be like, yeah. And I'm like, dang it. And so I have to like take my slippers off and like put the shoes back on. And then I'm like, okay. And then I'm like ready. So I'm like, and I have to get bad again. But this, I think just me being like a little silly on set really is, I haven't had anything that's been really embarrassing or anything like that happen so far. In the Christmas movie, there are definitely a lot of bloopers. I want to make a blooper reel. Like there's one time where I'm like coming into the door. Also, everything gets into my eyes now. I got LASIK, and like ever since I got LASIK, everything gets in my eyes. I don't know, lint, fuzz. I don't know why, but it's just like they're a magnet for everything to happen. So there's a blooper that I'm like coming into the door and I'm like, Sam, and as I'm coming in, somehow the wreath literally just attacks my eyeball. So I was like, Sam, oh my God, and like just like fall backwards. And so mostly just a lot of, if they're bloopers or anything embarrassing, they're of me either putting on slippers, falling, or something getting in my eyeball.
That actually sounds so funny when you mentioned doing the LASIK with your eye, because for some reason I do think things are more attracted, and I don't know why. I don't know if it's because people in general don't wear glasses anymore after you have the LASIK, and maybe you're just getting more that the lens would normally block. I'm not sure. But you're not the only person I've heard say that.
I think that's the case because like I think the contacts they were like the buffer. So if there was anything on it, like even mascara or like I would take the contacts out sometimes and they would just be like full on mascara on the contacts. So it's like I don't have that barrier anymore. So now just everything gets in.
It's in there.
My eye.
Well, if I don't get a chance to tell you this, I'm going to tell you now. Thank you so much for taking the time with us. We really appreciated it. And I'm going to pass it to Martha.
Yeah. Thank you. Yeah, I wanted to bring up one of your fairly recent roles in a more traditional streaming series that just came out, actually. All's Fair, where you're in, I think, episode 4. Yeah, where you play a young version of the client who she and her husband are not having a good time. So how did you, this is a fairly high profile series, so how did you get the role as young Cheryl, I think? Yeah.
Yes, young Cheryl. It was a crazy turnaround. I got this audition on Tuesday, and I decided to do a Zoom audition. So I get to do it live. It was Tuesday afternoon. On Wednesday morning, they told me that I was pinned for it. So I was like one of the top people that they were sending over to make final decision on. Wednesday evening, they were like, she's still our top lady. We're just like, just give us a little more time. And I was like, okay, I don't know. Okay, they're looking at it. I'm trying not to get excited. And during this whole time, I was also in Joshua Tree. And so then on Thursday morning, I got a call and they're like, you booked it at like 9 a.m. And they're like, you have a fitting tomorrow at 5 p.m. and you're on set tomorrow, Friday for filming. This was a really fast turnaround. And I also found out that I'm playing a young Jennifer Jason Leigh.
Yes.
Which is also a little intimidating because she's fantastic. She's an amazing actress. And so it was like, it was a really cool experience to get to bring what I thought of the character and all of everything that she was going through, but also then trying to honor Jennifer Jason Leigh as a character as well, but not knowing also what Jennifer was going to do with the role. It was very interesting. And it was like, the episode is out today. It's actually out today, so you can watch it today. I watched it last night because it came out at like 9 p.m. LA time. Yes. So I watched it, and it was really cool. It was so crazy. I'd be like, oh my God, this is what the thing. And I was sitting with Michael and be like, and then this was the thing that I did. Like it was a really, really cool experience. I was on 2 days for it. I think it was 4 different small scenes that we had for it, which was really cool.
I watched it this morning too. So yeah.
Oh, that's so great. I'm so glad you watched it.
Yeah, it was it's gotta be a kick working on such a high profile series because everybody's talking about it.
Yeah, it's been really crazy. Just the buzz around it, and also even being on that set was crazy. I had a stand-in, which is someone who stands in for you, and when they're doing all the lighting and stuff, like I'm like waiting in my trailer, which was so crazy. I'm not used to that. I'm used to like indie film where you're the one that's standing in the light. You know all the name of the crew members. This was like there's 100 crew members on this set. They were using like huge cranes that were just like constantly moving. The camera was like always on like just these insane rigs. So it was like a very wild experience to be on, to also like be on your trailer, and then you walk in and you see your stand-ins sitting or standing where you're supposed to be, and then they're like, okay, all right, come on in first team, and then you come in and you take their place, and it's just such a crazy different experience to then also come in without having been there watching, to then get there and try to soak everything up in a shorter amount of time than like what you would do like in a more indie film where you're there while they're lighting. to kind of know what's gonna happen. Seriously, it was definitely, I learned a lot, and it was like a lot of like just trying to soak up and understand, be like, okay, I got this. This is this. This is this. This is this. Like in a very short, more condensed time. Because also we were, kind of, since we were like these flashback scenes, they were kind of shorter scenes. So I think we were also like a little faster on like the
I'm curious, when you were filming, had you already seen any of Jennifer Jason Leigh's?
No, I didn't see anything that she did, and I didn't see any of it until last night. So I had no idea what she was going to be doing, how she was going to be doing it. So I was kind of taking the script that I got, which was only basically her part of the monologue was talking about when she met her husband and then feeling like she wasn't enough. That was basically all I got. I think I got like 3 pages. So it was not a lot to go off of, but man, I did like an immense amount of prep work based on those 3 pages of like just trying to understand for myself where this character is, or like how she gets to that point with her husband. Because it's not a overnight thing. This was a very much like a very over time, slow degradation of their relationship. So it was really interesting to see what she brought them, and then it's in this kind of different world of her younger self, which doesn't have all these feelings that she has right now when she's coming to talk to these lawyers. So that was really, really cool to get to see.
I really enjoyed it. I thought you did. It meshed well together. It was fun.
Thank you so much.
And I also read, going back to some of your singing, that there were some candlelight experiences that you had, and that intrigued me. It's so it seems so atmospheric and lovely. So can you share some of that with us?
Yeah, I really miss singing, and my partner Michael was like, why don't we just make a concert series? And I was like, oh no, we can't do that. And Michael's like, no, we're gonna do it. He's always that we're doing it, and I love that. I love that so much about him. And so we started doing these concerts called secret concerts, and I wanted to kind of take out the idea of opera that it's kind of snooty. So, I wanted it to be more accessible to everybody, because I think that is something that makes it that people don't like opera, or they don't want to go to opera. They don't want to go to these concerts because there's this idea that you have to have some kind of previous knowledge about it to enjoy it. And sometimes in the case of the classical world, they kind of do that. Like they don't give you translations of things. Like if you're going to a private, I say private, but a more like a concert series, sometimes you're not given the translations. So it's like you're just kind of sitting there like, okay, I wish I knew what this was saying. Not all the time, but sometimes. And in opera, they do put the subtitles up. But I wanted to kind of take that away. So I would talk before each song, and I'd be like, so this is what the song is about. This is like kind of like where it was coming from, what the composer was thinking when he wrote this, or what they were going for, and any context within an opera, what it's about, so that people could get more of like a one-on-one talk about opera, and then have the experience. And then we did this really big Halloween one, which was a huge success. I really want to do one again. We decked this whole place out with cobwebs, candles everywhere. We still have 500 of these wax candles. We still have them. They're in boxes. And we just decked it all out. It was so much fun. I absolutely loved it. It was it's just a great time for me to get to kind of go back to music. And I really hope that we can do it again. But we wanted it to be a more intimate concert experience, to also kind of get rid of the snootiness of, if anybody thinks that about classical music.
Yeah, I can see that. I can just envision the soft atmosphere and the music. That would be lovely. I hope you do more of those. That would be lovely.
I want to.
And along with Liz, and I want to thank you for sharing yourself with us today. It's been delightful. Thank you so much. You've done everything. I'm sure you're going to do more.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, and also, Molly, I mean, I have talked to Michael about it, but we would like both you and Michael to be on, especially right after your Christmas movie comes on, so Liz can ask you all the deep questions that she is
Oh my
going
God,
to
I would
have.
love that so much. I would love that so much. Yes. Oh my gosh, I would love it so much.
I will chat with you both after the thing, and we will set a date. We can get it as much in stone as we can with vertical schedules. So
yes.
And so all of us will have a chance to see it on Amazon before we're on. So
amazing.
So you're for that too?
Yes, I'm so for that. I would be so happy to do that.
Well, that is awesome. Great. And then it's a plan, and we'll get it out. So everybody, like, subscribe, and follow us, our pages. We did finally get our independent Talented Universe site up, talented-universe.com. You can still get us through the NDB Media site, but if you just want to go directly to Talented Universe, again, it's talented-universe.com. So everyone, we will see you again. We have a podcast Friday with one of the persons on, The Voice. He was on with us before, Max Cooper III. He sadly lost in the knockout rounds, but he wanted to come back on and talk about his plans and everything. So he's coming on Friday at 3 p.m. noon Pacific time. And then Saturday evening at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time, we have one of our other co-hosts that is just starting a new series. He is doing, this might get you, Molly, he is doing cooking based on Star Trek episodes.
Okay, that's amazing. That is so much fun. Michael and I actually started trying to do a challenge where we do one of the Great British Bake Off bakes.
Mm-hmm.
It's so hard. We have failed so badly. Some of it's really good. Some of them I'm like really impressed. That was a Paul Hollywood handshake type moment. Other ones are just complete failures. So, but it's so much fun.
It is fun. But as I said, so everybody take care. And Molly, we will see you again soon.
Yes.
Bye-bye, everyone.
Thank you all so much.